definitely do that after work on Friday. Oh, Lynx, I gotta go.
Oh, wow.
Is that the new iPhone?
The one with titanium?
It's so light.
iPhone 15 Pro, forged in titanium. It's epic. Get one on us with trade-in on Alaska's most advanced network.
Can I hold it?
I'm okay. In case anyone's wondering.
Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Amazing opportunities are waiting for you at Providence, Alaska. Whether it's at bedside, behind the scenes, or in the office, Providence offers competitive pay and benefits and opportunities for professional growth. We care for our teams so they care for the community. If you're just starting your career or you're a seasoned professional, go to providence.jobs today. Your best work begins here. Providence, Alaska is a proud supporter of UAA athletics.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com.
Growing up Alaskan makes you, well, a little different. We're an independent bunch, yet we can't get along without each other. We like unique things, and we have unique needs. That's the whole reason we created Club 49, the only travel benefits program made for Alaskans, so you can be you. Alaska Airlines Club 49.
The UAA Seawolves trying to get the 10 wins on the season, as the Seawolves also trying to improve to 2-0 in conference play as they welcome in the Wolves of Western Oregon here tonight to the Alaska Airlines Center. Hi, everybody. Keaton Homer along with you. Glad to have you along for Seawolf basketball wherever you are tuned in. The Seawolves are red hot as of lately. They have won 5 in a row, trying to make it 6 in a row here tonight. The Wolves, on the other hand, well, they're pretty hot themselves as of late. They won their conference game up in Fairbanks, and they're 1-0 in conference play. They're 3-4 overall. Seawolves 9-1 overall, 1-0 in conference play. UAA coming off of a 20-point win, 78-58. And if you were to look at that number alone, you would think, well, the Seawolves, pretty much dominated. They did, but it was very, very sloppy at times. A lot of whistles. Seawolves had a couple of players in foul trouble in that game on Thursday against St. Martin's, but the Seawolves able to pull it out in fairly easy fashion, 78-58, but a lot of things that I'm sure Ryan McCarthy, Shayna Afoa, Jenna McCarthy, and Jalen McCullough want to clean up coming into tonight. The Western Oregon Wolves, well, last year they snapped what was a long winning streak for UAA against the Wolves. The Seawolves had their longest winning streak against any opponent broken last year with a 73-53 win by Western Oregon here at the Alaska Airlines Center. It was a streak that the UAA Seawolves had won 36 games in a row against Western Oregon. They had that streak come to an end here last season. That game being played back on January 25th of last season, and that's huge 20-point victory for Western Oregon. It was one of 3 wins for the Wolves in conference last year. Western Oregon had a very strange season down the stretch. They ended up forfeiting their final 6 games of the year, did the Wolves last year. There's some internal things going on with the women's basketball team, and ended up forfeiting their final 6 regular season games. So their conference record finished at 3-15 overall, 10-13 overall on the season. Those forfeits did not count against the NCAA overall record, just only accounted against the GNAC record. So Coach Petras in her 2nd season at the helm, DJ Marlowe, the assistant coach, back at it here this year, and off in the right direction picking up a victory on Thursday over UAF. They won by the final score of 82-73 against the Nanooks. So they're trying to continue their winning ways here in the state of Alaska, and also trying to see if they can keep their winning ways against UAA going as well. Just a few moments away here from our starting lineups being introduced. We'll take a break. We'll come back, give you the starting five. Seawolves and Wolves getting ready to do battle here tonight from the Alaska Airlines Center. Teams out on the floor getting warmed up here prior to the start of this one. Mentioned that the Wolves picking up a victory up in Fairbanks. It's their first Division II victory of the season. Prior to that win up in Fairbanks, the Wolves had lost 4 consecutive games. So far this season, Western Oregon being led by Bella Pedrogetti, the senior out of Medford, Oregon. Transfer from Eastern Washington University, averaging 18.7 points per game. Also 4.5 rebounds per game as well. Seawolves will try to contain Pedrogetti here tonight. And on the other end for UAA, Wolves are going to have their hands full with trying to contain Amelia Long, Jasper Evans, and also the inside post presence of Tori Hollingshead and Hedda Kune as well. Seawolves have 3 players averaging double figures in points, with Amelia Long, Jazz Evans, and Tori Hollingshead. And actually, check that, 4 players averaging double figures. Elena Mack averaging 16.5 points per game, leading the Seawolves. Amelia Long with 12.7, 11.7 for Tori Hollingshead, 12.3 for Jazz Evans. So the Seawolves, who have the #1 scoring offense, not just in the conference, but in Division II women's basketball coming into tonight. Seawolves averaging close to 90 points per game. Also lead Division II in terms of scoring margin per game. They've averaged, through their first 10 games on the season, outscoring their opponents by an average of 48 points per game. Seawolves earlier this year had a couple of huge games against South Dakota Mines. They won 80-41, 83-44. One against Stanton earlier this year, 139-22, breaking all types of records. One against Biola, 91-36. So the Seawolf offense has been clicking here in the early portion of the season, as has the Seawolf defense as well. And look to continue it here tonight against Western Oregon. Seawolves all time in this series, they are 41-9 overall. They are 21-6 here in Anchorage. But mentioned that last game that was played here at the Alaska Airlines Center, it was a 20-point victory for Western Oregon last season. So, we'll send it over to our PA announcer, Matt Mayer, for tonight's starting lineups.
The Alaska Anchorage campus for tonight's matchup between Western Oregon University and your UA Seawolves. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Western Oregon. At guard, a 5'7" freshman from Tacoma, Washington, number 1, Sienna Wells. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Medford, Oregon, number 10, Bella Petrochetti. At forward, a 5'9" junior from Sacramento, California, number 12, Salai Newton. At guard, standing 5'6", a junior from St. George, Utah, number 13, Need Vaikanua. At forward, a 6-foot junior from Spokane, Washington, number 14, Natalie Brown. Head coach of Western Oregon is Jessica Petrus, assisted by DJ Marlowe. Seawolf fans, make some noise!
20 NCAA tournament appearances. The most conference wins in junior history. Best facility in the country. Most D1 wins in D2 history. This is UA. This is just as tradition.
Alaska Airlines Center, get up out of your seats! It's time to meet and greet the ballers wearing the green, gold, and white tonight. Yeah, guard standing 5'9", a senior from Port Angeles, Washington, number 11, Amelia Love. Yeah, forward standing 6 foot tall, she's a senior from San Bruno, California. Make some noise for number 13, Jason Gamble. Yeah, forward, a 6'2" freshman from New Zealand. This is number 14, Ashlyn Wing. Yeah, guard, a 5'8" junior from Cape Cod, Alaska, number 20, Elena Mack. Yeah, and at center, standing 6'3", a senior from Orem, Utah. Give it up for number 21, Tori Covington. Head coach of the Seawolves is Ryan McCarthy, assisted by Shayna Boa and Jalen McCullough. Make some noise for your Seawolves!
Seawolves wrapping up the home portion of the 2024 part of the season here tonight. It's the final game of the 6-game homestand that the Seawolves have been on. Trying to improve to 2-0 in conference. Somebody will pick up their second conference victory here tonight. Both teams coming in 1-0 in conference play. As we are underway, Seawolves have the opening possession, and right out of the gate, Tori Hollingshead from Amelia Long, and the Seawolves on the board first. Seawolves almost get a turnover as Ashlyn Reen is going to be called for the foul. Seawolves had a lot of fouls against them on Thursday against St. Martin's. As falling to the floor was Enid Vaikanua. As the Seawolves will get the basketball. Getting off to good starts. That has been the Seawolves calling card. They've been a team that has generally dominated the first half of play. As Hollingshead at the elbow, Elena Mack for three, not even close. Elena Mack on the season, a really good three-point shooter, averaging 42% from behind the three-point line. Missed everything there. Ifanua had it stripped away by Jason Gamble. And then Gamble gave it almost right back. Amelia Long tracked it down. Amelia high off the window. Lays it up and in. What a play by Amelia Long. As Maya India Thomas quickly checking in for Western Oregon. The junior out of Portland, Oregon. Came in from Central Arizona Community College. As Siona Wells throws it up ahead to Selai Nuo. Unable to hang on to it. Long that time, had that one partially blocked as Wells comes away with it. Freshman from Tacoma, Washington, long two-point jumper knocked down by Natalie Brown. Brown averaging 11.4 per game. As Long gathers it back in, Ashlyn Reen is fouled. As New picking up the foul. Hollingshead gathers it in. Torrey sticking with it, can't get the shot to fall. 2-point lead for the Seawolves, 4-2, 2 minutes gone by. As Wells will swing it over to the left wing now. Thomas, baseline drive cut off by Long, but the 2-point shot from New ties it at 4. Seawolves wasting no time getting to the front court. Jason Gamble too hard off the window that time. Ashlyn Reen gets the offensive rebound. Here's Amelia Long, a little drive and kick. Mack for three. Buries that one. Once again, Amelia Long getting a hand on the basketball, forcing the Wolves to throw it in yet again. Hedda Kune will check in for Tori Hollingshead. Thomas finds Pedro Jetty. Bella Pedro Jetty will give it up into the corner. Wild shot that time from Natalie Brown. As Amelia Long puts on the brakes. Here's Hedda. Comes off the screen, does Long. Mid-range jumper is good. Amelia Long off to a good start. 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Also a couple of assists already. Hedda with the block as Melissa Rai unable to get the shot to go. Melissa Rai Tao had a shot attempt blocked by Hedda Kune as Reen finds Hedda at the elbow. Evans for three. Back-to-back possessions for the Seawolves. And then a bucket. Seawolves now on an 8-0 run over the last 90 seconds as Wells gives it up to Pedro Jetty. The defense by Jason Gamble. As Thomas dribbles toward the baseline and then throws it off the hand of Elena Mack. 5:53 remaining here in the first quarter.
For some young blood in the ball game. And checking in for the Seawolves, number 2, Janaya Alexander.
Tao calling for it. Elena Mack gets the steal. Jazz wasn't looking initially, but got her head around in time to see it as Evans hits one off the heel that time as Tao gathers in the defensive rebound. Seawolves have already forced 4 turnovers here in the first quarter already. And they get another one here as Hedakune comes away with it. Ashlyn Reen can't capitalize. Had exactly what they wanted, but Ashlyn couldn't put it home. 3-point attempt. Hits off the heel. Janaya trying to save it. What a play by Janaya as she goes flying into the first row. Seawolves only have 4 players as Janaya hustles back down to the offensive end of the floor, but Janaya Alexander sacrificing herself, saving the basketball as she dove into the guardrail that separates the front row from the court. Hopefully she'll be all right. As Long throws it in. And a whistle here away from the basketball. Kinsey Sirowicz also checking in for the Seawolves.
Oregon, number 14, Natalie Brown.
As Natalie Brown picks up her first second-team foul. Brings us to a break of the action. 5 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Seawolves out in front, 12-4.
Specializing in the inspection, repair, and restoration of existing flat, low-slope, and metal roofs. Our completely seamless system seals out water and is proven to perform in Alaska's tough climate, offering a long-lasting, cost-effective, sustainable alternative to traditional re-roofing. Plus, with maintenance reapplication and our renewable warranty, your roof can last the life of the building. Contact us today for a free quote. AlaskaRoofRestorations.com.
Time for the Alaska Roof Restoration and Pizza Hut T-shirt toss. You want a free shirt? Make some noise.
Seawolves out in front by 8, 12-4. 5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Well, how about Elena Mack so far in the season? Mack having a terrific start to the year, coming off of a 16-point performance against St. Martin's on Thursday. Elena Mack now has scored in double figures in 9 games so far this season. 9 of the now 11 games of the year. As off the entry, Hollingshead unable to finish. So between Ashlyn Reen and Tori Hollingshead getting good looks from in close, Seawolves have not been able to capitalize on it. As Kinsey Sirowicz picks up the foul, and the team's second. As Vaifanua double team as she crosses the timeline here along the near side, and then the Seawolves get the basketball. As Enid Vaifanua had nowhere to go with it. The Seawolves forced their 6th turnover here of this opening quarter. Evans along the baseline. Offensive rebound, Hollingshead sticking with it, and somehow, for a moment, that ball didn't go out of bounds, but it finally did make its way out. UAA will get the basketball.
Number 12, Salai New, back in the ballgame for the Wolves.
Salai New, junior out of Sacramento, California, will check in. The officials having a conversation here, making sure the foul was correct. They're actually gonna, they change it, perhaps. Or they were talking about the shot clock is what it was. It was the shot clock that needed to be reset. Evans for three. Jazz now with 6 points on 2 of 2 from behind the arc. Evans having a terrific season coming off the bench, averaging 12.3 points per game. As Evans finished Thursday's game with 9 points against St. Martin's. 11-point lead for UAA. Vaifanu here to the near side. Wells will launch the three, offline. Jason Gamble with the rebound as Evans quickly brings the ball up ahead. Sirowicz, Long, mid-range jumper by Long. Evans looked like she was going to come up and try to get the steal, and then instead commits the foul. He did Vaifanua. Able to get the foul against Jazz Evans. It's Wells. Trapped along that far sideline for a brief moment. Here's Vaifanua out near half court, 13 on the shot clock. Vaifanua working against Janiyah Alexander. Pass broken up. Sirowicz comes away with it. Seawolves have numbers if they can hurry here. As Elena Mack puts on the brakes for a second. Wolves able to get back down defensively now. Deep three by Long, knocked it down. The Seawolves now 4 of 5 from behind the three-point line. UAA for the entire game on Thursday against St. Martin's, they only hit 5 total threes. Already with 4 here in the opening quarter. As that ball goes out of bounds to UAA with 2:33 remaining, as Hedda Kune will check back in, and Ashlyn Reen as well. As Sirowicz and Hollingshead will take a break on the bench. Long, 15-footer. Offline that time. As Pedro Jetty into the front court. Here's Wells. From the elbow. Soft touch that time from Natalie Brown. Brown now with 4 points. As Long gives it up. Here's Alexander. Hesitates. Steps inside the arc. Can't get the shot to fall from 12 feet. Ashlyn Reen gets it out to Mack for 3. Timeout. Wolves. The Seawolves sharp shooting from behind the three-point line. 5 of 6 from downtown to start here in the opening quarter. As UAA 8 of 22 from the field. 5 of those 8 have come from beyond the three-point line. Amelia Long with 7 points. Elena Mack with 6. Jazz with 6. Tori Hollingshead with a couple. Natalie Brown, the leading scorer so far for the Wolves. She has 4 of the 6 points for Western Oregon. The other 2 coming from Selai Nu. So Coach Jessica Petras calling a timeout here to put an end, or at least try to put an end to the run that the Seawolves have been on. 17-4 run over the last 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That's Vaifanu in the front court, guarded tightly by Evans. Good defense by Jazz, knocked it free. Reen picks up the loose ball. As Evans comes off the screen of Kune. And a high pass that was intended for Jason Gamble, and it goes out of bounds. It's the first turnover of the game committed by UAA. As Wells throws it up ahead. Vaifanu gives it up, 10 on the shot clock. Pedro Jetty on the drive, the floater from the baseline, and finds the bottom of the bucket that time for Bella Pedro Jetty. First points of the game for Pedro Jetty, the team's leading scorer, averaging 18.7 per game. As Evans can't dial that one up from long range. Wells attacks, and a blocking foul against Ashlyn Reen. As Siona Wells will go to the free throw line. Second foul against Reen, fourth team foul overall against UAA. As Long, Alexander, and Sirowich will all check back in. As Wells at the free throw line. First free throw attempts for either team here so far tonight. Wells on the season, a 56% free throw shooter. Freshman from Tacoma, Washington. Second free throw. It's 1 out of 2. 35 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Jason will give it back to Amelia Long. Bounce it down low into the hands of Hedda Kune. Hedda is fouled. The foul occurred on the floor. Celine New picking up her second, third team foul. Shot clock is off. Sirowitz gets the entry. Here's Alexander. Seawolves are going to hold for the final shot here. As Long into the corner, 3 seconds. Hedda got to get a shot off, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. Seawolves a dominant first 10 minutes as they take a 21-9 lead going into quarter number 2. We'll step aside. Seawolves out in front. You're watching Seawolf basketball. Ten minutes in the books. Seawolves once again off to another terrific start. Outscoring the Wolves in that first quarter, 21-9. UAA as a team, they were 8 of 23 from the field, 34%. They were 5 of 7 from behind the three-point line in the first quarter. Shot the three really well. We'll see what happens here in the second quarter. As the Wolves have the basketball, Vaifanu will handle it. Open down low. Briefly, what a play by Jason Gamble to get over there to block the shot. As Hedda Kune can't get the shot to fall. Rebound falls into the hands of Enid Vaifanu. Wild shot that time in transition. Alexander from the corner for three. And the rebound into the hands of Bella Pedro Jetty. Vaifanua will set up the offense here for Western Oregon. Five on the shot clock. The mid-range jumper didn't even come close. Hollingshead will check back in. There's Melissa Tao checking back in. Here's Hollingshead against Tao. Now here's Alexander. Off the dribble, and this time Tori Hollingshead able to get it to fall. Vaifanua guarded by Amelia Long. And a foul against Janiyah Alexander. She was guarding Tao. As Janiyah picks up her first. First team foul of the second quarter against UAA. Off the entry, Thomas receives it. Jason Gamble almost got a steal. Seawolves do come away with it. The 10th turnover as Tori Hollingshead running the floor. And a great job by Natalie Brown to get back and get a block shot. No, actually it was a foul against Natalie Brown, excuse me. Looked like initially Brown got back and got the block shot, but it's Hollingshead at the free throw line. As Tori knocks down the first. Hollingshead knocks down a pair of free throws. Tori on the season, by the way, 63% from the free throw line. Tao, for a bunch of Seawolves there, draws the foul. And Sirowicz picks up her second foul. And an air ball from Tao that only shoots 37% from the free throw line, does Melissa Tao. Misses both free throws, but an offensive rebound for Maya India Thomas. Amelia Long, however, gets into the passing lane, gets the steal. Dishes it off. Sirowicz lays it up and in.
Assisted by Amelia Long.
Amelia Long now 3 steals tonight. Now has 51 in the season, make it 52 as Long will lay it up and in. Long now with 9 points on 4 of 7. Has 4 assists and 4 steals. Tao had that one blocked by Hollingshead. The 11th block of the season for Tori Hollingshead. Off the entry, the 3 by Wells. Left short. Wolves yet to hit a 3 here so far tonight. Now 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. As Evans can't get it to fall, goes out of bounds off Elena Mack. into Western Oregon. Gamble reaches in, knocks it away. Evans will give it up to Jasa. Evans can't get the follow as Jazz will track it back down. Seawolves avoid disaster there. And they turn it over nevertheless. Vaifanua gives it up, baseline shot. Picked up by Jason Gamble on the defensive rebound. And Sirowicz can't get it to fall. Kinsey will pick up the shot, missed shot, however, as Evans knocks down the three. Evans now 9 points, all of which have come from behind the three-point line. 32-9. Western Oregon yet to score here in this second quarter, and we're almost halfway through it. Evans with the steal. Seawolves have numbers. Evans, Hollingshead, yes. As Western Oregon throws it away. Kune, Alexander, Long, and Reen all checking back into the game for UAA. Mack from 17. Heda Kune can't gather it. It goes out of bounds off of Heda. Vaifanua. Defense by Janaya. Here's Brown. Baseline jumper just inside the arc. Hits off the heel of the rim that time from Youngblood. As Amelia Long finds Janaya Alexander. Can't get that to fall, however. As Natalie Brown pulls down the board. Third rebound for Brown here in the first half. Wide open along the baseline. Selma Youngblood lays it up and in, and UAA taking a timeout with 4:22 remaining.
Who's hungry out there? It's time for the Pizza Hut delivery.
Well, the Seawolves certainly hungry here in the first half. Lining up the scoreboard for 34 points so far. That last bucket by Western Oregon was the first points of the second quarter, by the way. Coming from Selma Youngblood. Well, once again, Pizza Hut Pizza, the official pizza of Seawolf Athletics. Passed out to the fans here at the Alaska Airlines Center. Every home game, an opportunity for you to get free pizza, courtesy of Pizza Hut. Oh, just give it to him, Spirit. Come on. There you go. Out of the break. Seawolves with the basketball. Here's Elena Mack. Third three that Mack has been able to knock down. 9 points now for Elena Mack as the foul whistled here against the Seawolves. against Janiyah Alexander. Second foul against Janiyah. Jason Gamble will check in as Alexander will take a seat. Jetty throws it in. Sienna Wells had it stolen away. Amelia Long all alone. Long now in double figures, 11 points tonight. As the ball goes out of bounds to UAA. Aleda Mack from the baseline. And a foul here against the Seawolves.
Number 25, Hedekune.
As Hedekune called for her first foul. 14th foul against the Seawolves. That game on Thursday between UAA and the Saints, they combined for 49 fouls in that game, 30 of which went against the Seawolves. Nice catch by Jason Gamble. Hedekune with an offensive rebound. Long left all alone, doesn't shoot it. Gamble, however, will. Left it a little short. And now a timeout taken by Western Oregon. But all those fouls, Ryan McCarthy in the postgame saying team could never just really get into a rhythm. There was no real flow in that game, even though the Seawolves went on to win by 20 points. Couldn't get into a flow offensively. There was no pace to it. There's so many start and stop moments throughout the course of that game. Seawolves actually lost Ashlyn Reen and Tori Hollingshead as both those ladies fouled out on Thursday. Ryan McCarthy, within the first minute of the game, when the first whistle went off, made sure to tell the officials exactly how many fouls were called on the game on Thursday. I think he was just trying to hint at, doesn't want to see that many whistles or hear that many whistles here tonight. Great job by Hedekune. Get back defensively, knock it out of bounds. Vaifanua will throw it in and stolen away. 18th turnover committed by the Wolves. Ashlyn Reen in transition. Gamble shovels it off to Amelia Long.
Assisted by Jason Gamble.
And a traveling violation.
Seawolf basketball.
Every time down the floor defensively, the Seawolves have 14 fouls. Associate head coach Shana Foa reminding the Seawolves, no fouls. Do not want to commit that foul for number 5 to let the Wolves go shoot a couple of shots. Baseline jumper from Elena Mack offline. What a play by Jason Gamble. Kept it alive for the Seawolves. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. As Long. Here's Sirowich. Well, pass was intended for Sirowich anyway.
Western Oregon basketball.
Tori Hollingshead will check in for Hedekune. Fifth foul against the Seawolves, so now the Wolves will indeed go to the free throw line as Tori Hollingshead picks up the foul, which is her first. So Sienna Wells at the free throw line.
Number 1, Sienna Wells shooting for the Wolves.
As Sienna Wells, 56% from the free throw line, hits the first, was 1 out of 2 on a previous trip to the free throw line. As Gamble finds Amelia Long for 3. It's been a great first half for Amelia Long. 16 points, 7 of 10 from the field, now 2 of 2 from three-point range. 5 assists, 7 steals for Amelia Long. Block shot yet again by Hollingshead. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Western Oregon with 1:09 to play here in the first half. Long bats it out of bounds. Beat the shot clock. It hits the side of the rim. That's as Elena Mack gives it up to Sirowicz. Scooped off the window. Can't get it to fall. Hollingshead with an offensive rebound. Sirowicz attacks and lays it up and in. 4 points now for Kinsey. Seawolves almost at the half the century mark here in the first half. Deep 3, well short. Seawolves can hold for the final shot. As Long isolated. Hollingshead with 5. Hollingshead with the right hand, can't get it to fall. As Natalie Brown pulls down the defensive rebound, and that will do it. A dominant first half for the Seawolves as they lead 48-13 at the break. The Seawolves outscoring the Wolves 27-4 in that second quarter. An impressive first 20 minutes. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the first half stats and also take a look at the scores from around the GNAT conference as well. Seawolves out in front, 48-13. You're watching Seawolf basketball.
13-10. Watch out for those gold vests. You may win some cash. Current pot is up to $850. Alaska Airlines Center, welcome to our second baby race of the day. Our halftime entertainment for you, all brought to you by Providence, Alaska. We have 10 contestants. They're going to attempt to crawl from one pink line to the other. First contestant across the pink line at half court is going to get themselves a round trip ticket on Alaska Airlines. Second place, also walking away with a $100 gift card. I'd like to introduce you to our 10 contestants. Contestant number 1 enjoys eating and playing hide and seek. Everybody make some noise for Micaiah. Contestant number 2 is 11 months old. Her hobbies enjoy speed crawling, pulling power cords, and giggling at furry animals. Everybody say hello to Eveline. And contestant number 3 loves playing with cars. Say hello to Ryder. Contestant number 4 likes things like eating tigers and her big sister Kelly. Give it up for Kennedy. Contestant number 5's favorite athlete is Caitlin Clark, and she enjoys pickles and pizza crust. This is contestant number 5, Finley. Contestant number 6 loves watching Miss Rachel and snuggling with mommy. This is contestant number 6, Cameron. Contestant number 7, hobbies include boosting morale by blowing raspberries, securing his home by checking in all night on family members, and sampling his family's food for quality control. Say hello to contestant number 7, Hamunga. Contestant number 8, stealing toys from her dog, chasing her cat, tearing books off her bookshelf, includes some of her favorite things to do. This is Jovi. And contestant number 9 is 9 months old and loves taking bird baths in her dog's water bowl. Say hello to Natalie. And last but certainly not least, contestant number 10 loves her rattles. This is Willow. All right, Alaska Airlines Center, give it up for all your contestants. Babies at the starting line. Remember, the babies are not allowed to walk. They have to crawl the whole time. And parents, no helping the kiddos out. Is everybody ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go! And they're off. Contestant number 3 off to a good start. That's right in the lead. But coming on the right side is Hamunga. Still going strong over halfway there. Contestant 3 Ryder looks like he's ready for a little nap. We're so close, we almost have a winner. We're getting there. So close. There it is. Contestant number 7 takes home first place. That is Hamunga. But we need second place. Entry side over $100 gift card. There we go. Ryder is on the move now. Ryder is cruising. Ryder sees mama. Ryder picking up the speed, coming into the close. And there it is. Second place goes to contestant number 3, Ryder. Alaska Airlines Center, give it up for all of our baby race contestants one more time.
to ask for help. So don't wait. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Here at halftime at the Alaska Airlines Center, the Seawolves with a very impressive first 20 minutes of action as they lead 48-13. UAA outscoring Western Oregon in that second quarter, 27-4. It is the largest point differential in any quarter against a GNAC opponent ever for the Seawolves. That 23-point differential in that second quarter. Seawolves shooting stats in that first half. They were 19 of 48 from the field, 8 of 12 from behind the three-point line. They had 25 rebounds, 15 assists, 16 steals forced by the Seawolves in that first half. UAA also took great care of the basketball. They had only 3 turnovers in that first half. Amelia Long led the way in that opening half, 16 points, 7 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from behind the three-point line, had 5 assists, 7 steals. In 15 minutes of action. 9 points for Elena Mack, all 9 coming from behind the three-point line. 9 points for Jazz, same numbers, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. 8 for Tori Hollingshead, 4 for Kinsey Sirowich, and a couple of points for Ashlyn Reen in that first half. Seawolves doubling up points in the paint, 18-6 over Western Oregon. Points off turnovers, 22-4, favoring UAA. All the numbers favoring the Seawolves here so far tonight. Take a look at the stats so far for Western Oregon. They struggled, to say the least, shooting the basketball. They were 5 of 22 in that first half, 0 of 6 from three-point land, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, had 21 rebounds, 4 assists. They had 1 steal. They had 20 turnovers in that first half. Natalie Brown led the way with 4 points on 2 of 4, and also had 5 rebounds. He had 3 blocks, did Brown. 3 points for Wells. Pedro Jetty with a couple of points. Came in leading the team in scoring, averaging over 18 points per game. As Selai New also with a couple of points, and 2 points for Selma Youngblood. As the Wolves out of the locker room getting warmed up and getting ready for the second half. We take a look at the GNAC scoreboard. And women's basketball tonight, everybody in action. Northwest Nazarene in Central Washington. The Wildcats winning 74-60 over the Nighthawks in Ellensburg tonight. Montana State Billings with a 69-66 win over Simon Fraser in Burnaby, British Columbia. St. Martin's bounces back with a 105-71 victory over UAF tonight. And then Western Washington and Seattle Pacific, the Vikings with an 83-68 win over Seattle Pacific tonight in Bellingham. The nightcap here tonight in Anchorage, UAA in Western Oregon. Seawolves looking to improve their record to 10-1 on the season. Start conference play 2-0. Before they take a brief break. They have a couple of non-conference games and they get back into conference play to start the new year. Seawolves trying to win their 6th game in a row. As Just got word that a couple of things to keep an eye on here in the second half in terms of potential records to be broken. Amelia Long, for one thing, potential triple-double on the horizon. Already has 5 assists, 7 steals. The UAA record for steals in a game against a Division II opponent is 9. The GNAC record for steals in a game is 10. She already has 7, all of which that have come in the first half for Amelia Long. Amelia Long, by the way, leads Division II in steals per game with close to 5 on average per game. Also, second in assist in GNAC, averaging 4.4 assists per game. The numbers are pretty gaudy for Amelia Long to start the season. The transfer from Cal Poly Humboldt has been a huge boost for this Seawolf squad this season. By the way, the season high for steals in a game for UAA was 36. Came back on November the 16th against Stanton. Seawolves won that game against Stanton, by the way, 139-22. Don't know if the Seawolves will get to that number tonight, but 16 in the first half is a pretty good start. Seawolves will have the basketball to start the second half. As Ashlyn Reen will throw it in to start quarter number 3. Here's Reen at the elbow. Off the glass, gets it to fall. First shot out of the gate falls for the Seawolves. Amelia Long with a steal. Can't get the shot to fall. Reen with the putback, no. Jason Gamble finds it and picks it up. And a double dribble going to be called or no? What are they? Oh, shot clock. Almost looked like initially Jason Gamble may have double dribbled, but it was a shot clock that had reset. They put it at 16 seconds. Hollingshead is fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Foul called on the Wolves, number 10, Bella Pedrogetti. That's her first.
As Bella Pedrogetti picking up her first foul.
At the line,
as Melissa Tau will check back into the game. Tori Hollingshead at the free throw line. Seawolves have only shot 2 free throws so far tonight, both of which have come from Tori Hollingshead. She's now 3 for 3. Gamble with an offensive board. Jason pulls up, knocks it down. Here's Brown. Can't get the shot to fall. Amelia Long hangs and fires. How about this start yet again? Already 7 points for the Seawolves here to start the third quarter. Not even a minute gone by. Tau faces up against Hollingshead and can't get it to fall. But Melissa Tau.
Ball on Seawolves, number 21, Tori Hollingshead, her second. Janiyah Alexander checking back.
Tau will go to the line for a couple of shots.
Melissa Tau shooting.
As Tau 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Gets the first one there. It's 1 out of 2. As Reen will give it up to Janaya. Good positioning by Ashlyn Reen. Tori Hollingshead off the cut. Puts it home. Good interior passing between Ashlyn Reen and Tori Hollingshead. As Janaya Alexander comes away with it. Long uses the screen. Here's Reen from the elbow. Left it a little short, got her own miss. Tapped around a couple of times. Wolves come away with it. Just inside the arc. Hits off the heel as Long picks up the rebound. Amelia Long finds Alexander, then Hollingshead. The trailer can't lay it up and in. There was a foul on the floor, however. Call against Tao.
Fall on Wolves number 0, Lewis Tao. It's our first.
As Hedda Kune will check in for Hollingshead. Amelia Long will check out. Jazz Evans will check in as well. As Maya India Thomas will check in.
Maya India Thomas into the ballgame for Western Oregon.
Laid him back. That inbounds play has worked a couple of 3 times tonight for the Seawolves. Wolves have not had an answer for it. Baseline jumper, Tao able to respond. First field goal of the 3rd quarter for the Wolves. As Evans attacks, lays it up and in. Evans now in double figures. She has 11. 3 players so far tonight have 11 points for the Seawolves. Hollingshead, Mack, and Evans. Evans trying to add to that, and she does. 23 turnovers tonight committed by Western Oregon. Seawolves have only turned the basketball over 3 times. Thomas, the 3. Reen from 15. Reen now with 6. Step back, Wells knocks down the first 3-point field goal tonight for Western Oregon. Ryan McCarthy almost drawing plays in the dirt at this point, it seems like, as Hedda Kune attacks. Can't get the shot to fall. Evans is almost tied up. Kicks it back out. 3 on the shot clock. Alexander is fouled. And Janaya will go to the line for 2. It looked like he was trying to clear out space for Jazz Evans. Get everybody over to the weak side of the floor here initially. So Janaya at the free throw line. First free throw attempt from somebody other than Tori Hollingshead. As Janaya misses the first. Alexander shoots 61% from the free throw line on the season. It's the second. And hits 2 out of 3.
Jason Campbell in the ballgame for the Seawolves.
As As Alexander will head to the bench, Jason Gamble will check in. Thomas had it poked from behind, out of bounds. It'll stay with Western Oregon. This will be an interesting year for the Western Oregon Wolves women's basketball team. Not a very deep squad this year for the Wolves, as this one thrown out of bounds. The Seawolves will get it here to inbound. Nobody touched it on the entry, so the Seawolves will have to throw it in from the baseline. But Western Oregon, not a very deep team. Only 3 active players on the bench tonight. As Hedakune puts it up and in for her first points tonight. Now every Seawolf that has gotten into the game has scored. As Amelia Long picks up steal number 9. Long lays it up and in. So Amelia Long ties the UAA mark for steals in a game at 9. And an offensive foul called against Melissa Raitau. 71-19. Seawolves have never trailed here tonight. As it brings us to a break here in the third quarter. 4:27 remaining. Seawolves out in front and in control. They lead 71-19. Step aside here briefly. Back here at the Alaska Airlines Center, 4:27 remaining here in the third quarter. Seawolves in control, to say the least, as they lead 71-19. Keaton Homer along with you. Glad to have you along wherever you're tuned in. As the Seawolves out of the break with the basketball, Amelia Long with 9 steals tonight, setting the UAA record for steals in a game. As that shot a little short that time from Elena Mack. Long's numbers tonight, 20 points on 9 of 13. Couple of rebounds, 7 assists, 9 steals. As Pedro Jetty for 3. Hits off the heel of the rim that time. As Mack into the front court, will give it up. Long, high off the glass.
Long for 2.
Amelia Long close to her season high and career high in points here at UAA. 24 against Cal State East Bay. It's her career high. Her former UAA high was 21. She has 22 points tonight. Long off the front of the rim. Hedakune with an offensive rebound. It's the 20th offensive board the Seawolves have picked up. 21 points in a UAA uniform for Amelia Long came against Simpson University back on November the 1st. As that shot from Hedekune was foul. Amelia Long did have 11 steals in the game earlier this year against Simpson. They were an NAIA school. They were not a Division II opponent. So the 9 steals here tonight is a UAA record against a D2 opponent. One more steal will break the conference record, which was held by the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawk as Hedekune knocked down the free throw. Hedekune knocks down a couple of free throws. Hollingshead back in now. Seawolves have 4 players tonight in double figures. Mack and Hollingshead each with 11 points, 13 for Jazz Evans, 22 for Amelia Long. Corner 3, Pedro Jetty able to knock it down. Here's Reen off the dribble. One bounce and all the way to the rim. Laid it up and in. Reen now with 8. Vaifanua lost it out of bounds over to UAA.
Out of bounds, Seawolf basketball.
Reen toward the baseline. 3 offline. As Elena Mack got the offensive board. Nobody stopped Jazz Evans. Low post cleared out. Evans says, thank you very much. On the drive, Wells gives it up to New for a brief second. Pedro Jetty out on the perimeter. 8 on the shot clock. Tough shot, counted and one, however, for Enid Vaifanua. As Vaifanua will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Evans picks up her second foul. The first, or actually second team foul of this third quarter. As Vaifanua, 59% from the line, completes the 3-point play. Reen, another 15-footer. Ashlyn Reen has knocked down that shot a handful of times tonight. Now Reen in double figures with 10. Tao working against Hollingshead, lost it, got it back. Needs some help, throws it right into the hands of Jazz Evans. As Evans steps around the defender, can't finish, however, and Janiyah Alexander called for the foul going over the back. Third foul against Alexander, team third. Along that far sideline, Pedro Jetty needs some help, and now a timeout going to be taken by Western Oregon with 17.9 remaining here in the third. Well, the Seawolves have been dominant from the opening tap. They have put up 33 points here in this third quarter as UAA, outscoring Western Oregon 33-14. You kind of have to wonder how much of a sour taste was left in this team's mouth after that 20-point loss here at home that snapped what was a 37-game winning streak against Western Oregon. Seawolves losing last year 73-53. Saw that long winning streak go by the wayside. Seawolves pouring it on here tonight. As a little bit of delay here. Trying to figure out where they're inbounding the basketball. Timeout was taken along the sideline. Right now they have it set up on the baseline. They'll throw it in from the baseline nevertheless, as Selai New throws it in. Pedrogetti double team, gives it up. Tao, 5 seconds. Off balance shot. Missed everything, but what a play by Pedrogetti just to throw it off the leg of Ashlyn Green. As it will stay with Western Oregon with exactly 2 seconds remaining on the game clock. Shot hit the underside of the backboard, and that will do it for the third quarter. So the Seawolves will go into the fourth quarter leading 81-27 over Western Oregon. We'll step aside here briefly.
Here's to big days, new experiences, and the moments worth saving for. Alaska 529 is proud to support brighter futures for so many families. To learn about Alaska 529, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, please carefully read the plan disclosure document available at alaska529plan.com. Alaska 529. Save in Alaska. Study anywhere.
Fans, if you could direct your attention to the Alaska Army National Guard student section as we recognize tonight's Alaska 529 fan of the game. A big congratulations to Gunner, tonight's Alaska 529 fan of the game. Gunner's taking home some awesome UAA swag.
Seawolves in that third quarter, they were 14 of 27 from the field, 51%. In quarter number 3. For the game, UAA is shooting 44%. Western Oregon was 5 of 12 from the field in quarter number 3. Wolves shooting 29% for the game. See why the Seawolves are number 1 in terms of scoring margin as the Seawolves force another turnover. Janiyah Alexander able to get to it. And a held ball, and the arrow will give it back to UAA. The Seawolves leading Division II women's basketball in scoring, averaging 89 points per game, almost at that average as we just start the fourth quarter here. Here's Hollingshead, and Tori fouled by Melissa Itau. Seawolves number 1 in scoring margin, outscoring their opponents by an average of 48 points per game. As Hollingshead had that one blocked that time. It's tapped out of bounds. It'll go to Western Oregon. But even what's probably a little bit more impressive, those numbers are great in terms of what they've done offensively, but the defense has been terrific. As a traveling call against Tori Hollingshead, she kind of may have rolled the ankle a little bit. Looks like she'll be able to walk it off as Hedda Kunik checks in. Seawolves have also been terrific in terms of just taking care of the basketball. They've only turned the ball over 4 times tonight. Seawolves have put up 31 points in terms of points off turnovers. That shot hit the side of the shot clock, but foul called against Hedda Kunik. Her second. Couple of shots coming up here from Natalie Brown. Amelia Long, Jason Gamble, and Kinsey Sirowich will check back in.
Correction, not Ashlyn Green, Jason Gamble.
As that free throw from Brown hits off the back of the rim. Kunik sets the screen for Long. Hedda. Hedda now with 6 points. Tao from mid-range is Kunik. Fouled by Natalie Brown here. As Natalie Brown will pick up her 4th foul.
Number 14, Natalie Brown, that's her 4th.
Amelia Long with a new career high here at UAA for points, 22. A couple of points shy of her all-time career high. Has had a back-to-back buckets. Fadua gives it up, gets it right back. A couple of minutes tick by here in the 4th quarter. The 3 by Vaifanua, long rebound, falls in the hands of Gamble. 42nd rebound the Seawolves have picked up tonight. As Long is fouled, and Amelia Long will go to the line. It's about the only thing she has not done so far tonight offensively is get to the free throw line. That'll change here. First free throw attempts for Amelia.
Number 11, Amelia Long.
As Long hits the first. Shoots 69% from the line on the year. Knocks down a pair. Long with a block shot to add to the stat sheet now. And a moving screen by Sirowich. Third foul against Kinsey Sirowich. Second team foul against UAA. As Amelia Long collides with Vaifanua. Be a foul against Amelia Long. Her first foul tonight. Hedakune with the steal. Sirowicz all alone. About the fourth or fifth time tonight the Seawolves have had a close look like that. Haven't gotten it to go. As driving in, Violetta Gluvic. I actually checked that. That was Selma Youngblood. That's number 4. Excuse me. As that 3 offline from Janiyah Alexander.
Ball on Seals number 25, Hedakune for 30. Jets for Evans and Tori Hollingshead back in the game for the Seawolves.
Jason Gamble and Hollingshead will check back in. Ashlyn Reen as well. Jazz Evans back in. And Hollingshead call for the foul.
Ball on Seals number 21, Tori Hollingshead for 3rd.
Third foul against Tori, 15th team foul against UAA. So some foul shots coming up. Brown tonight, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. As Natalie Brown hits a couple of free throw shots, make it 87-32. As Evans on the left side finds Hollingshead. Tori dishes it off to Ashlyn Reen.
Ashlyn Reen. Assisted by Tori Hollingshead.
Seawolves tonight, 28 assists as a team. Foul called against the Seawolves, so 2 more shots coming up for Western Oregon.
Ball on Seawolves number 15,
Jazz picks up her 3rd. Ties a season high for assists for UAA. UAA also had 28 against Simpson back on November the 2nd. As Selma Youngblood at the free throw line. Connects on the first. It's 1 out of 2. Evans. Green with an offensive rebound and the putback. 14 points for Ashlyn Reen. Go along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Freshman out of Rangiora, New Zealand. Having a big game tonight for the Seawolves. As Youngblood can't get that to fall. Reen with another rebound, her 8th. Hollingshead calling for it, gets it. Tori lays it up and in. New season high in assists, 29 tonight. And we hit the under 5 timeout here in the 4th quarter. 4:57 remaining. Seawolves out in front by 60. 93-33. We'll step aside. We'll come back. You're watching Seawolf basketball. Out of the break, Western Oregon, Pedro Jetty will launch a three, in and out. As Rain pulls down yet another rebound. And Rain close to a double-double now herself after her 9th rebound.
Oregon, number 14, Natalie Brown, that's her 5th.
As Natalie Brown picks up her 5th foul. Selai Nu will check in. Hollingshead. Held ball, possession arrow will give it back to Western Oregon. Tao turns it over. 32nd turnover committed by Western. What a pass by Evans to Hollingshead. Somehow Evans threaded the needle that time. Tao working against Mack now. Turnaround shot. Evans finds Ashlyn Reen. That shot was partially blocked by Tao. Vaifanua shovels it off. Pedro Jetty will launch the three. Evans for three, knocks it down. 4th three-point field goal that Jazz has connected on. She has 18 tonight. Sirowich, Alexander, Long, and Kune getting set to check in for the Seawolves at the next dead ball. Pedro Jetty guarded by Elena Mack. 3 on the shot clock. Pedro Jetty's got to get a shot off, and to beat the shot clock does. And a technical foul going to be issued against Western Oregon.
Technical foul assessed to the Western Oregon bench.
So a couple of shots coming up for the technical foul.
Shoot the technical foul free throws.
As Evans at the free throw line. Seawolves tonight, 9 of 11 as a team from the stripe. As Evans' first free throw attempts tonight knocks down her first. And knocks down both of them. Seawolves hit the century mark. 3rd time this season the Seawolves have scored 100 points or more. They did it in the first game of the year against Simpson University, 103-24. Scored 139 against Stanton. And 100 here so far. Had a backdoor to Amelia Long, and Long will go to the line.
Long rolls number 13. Needed by Fanua. That's her 2nd.
So Long looking for a new career high. And has it. 25 points for Amelia Long. Make it 26. As Tao is fouled. And Melissa Wright-Tao will go back to the free throw line.
20, Lena Mack, her first.
Tao, 5 points on 2 of 7 shooting, 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Hits the first. Mack had a good look at it. Couldn't hit from long range as Tao into the front court now. Coming up on 90 seconds remaining. As Vaifanua able to hit that 3 from the left side. Seawolves running away with yet another victory here. Well on their way to their 6th win in a row. Be their 10th overall win of the season. Nice pass into the corner, Mack. Sirowicz with an offensive rebound, finds Hedda Kune. As Hedda lays it up and in. Hedda now in double figures with 10. As Janiyah Alexander collided with Melissa Wright-Tao, and Janiyah down on the court. Slow to get to her feet. Looks to be all right. Didn't want to check out of the game, but is going to come out nevertheless. As Amelia Long will also come out of the game. Amelia looks to appear like she will finish 1 steal short of setting the conference record for steals in a game. As Hollingshead with the block shot, Tao with the foul. A couple of shots coming up here for UAA.
Ball number 0, Western Oregon, Melissa Wright-Tao, her 4th. At the line, shooting for the Seawolves, number 1, Kenzie Sirowicz.
So Sirowicz at the free throw line. As Kinsey knocks down the first, 88% on the season, 8 of 9, now 9 of 10. After that free throw for Sirowicz. Sirowicz knocks down both of them. So certainly go down in the books as one of the largest margins of victory in a GNAC game, is the 3 knocked down by Pedro Jetty. Pedro Jetty now with 10 points after that 3, and a reach-in foul going to be called against Enid Vaifanua. Or actually, Kenzie Sirowicz, excuse me. Call for the foul, my fault. Trying to get Vaifanua for reaching in, but Sirowicz called for the foul, which is her 4th. Shot clock and game clock almost in sync here. As Jasa Gamble picks up the steal and will lay it up and in. That will do it. The Seawolves go on to win 108-41. What an impressive win here tonight by the Seawolves. As UAA from start to finish, dominates here tonight. They improved to 10-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play, 6-0 here at home. Seawolves will go on the road for a couple of games at Hawaii Pacific and then versus Damon as well in the Hoops in Hawaii Classic on the 19th and 20th of December. UAA then picks up conference play in the new year, 3 consecutive road games to start the new year in GNAC play. They'll play at Northwest Nazarene, at Central Washington, and at UAF before they're back home on January 16th to take on Simon Fraser. So a little bit of time away here for the UAA women's basketball team, but what a way to finish the homestand here in 2024. Seawolves get 26 points on 10 of 17 shooting from Amelia Long, had 8 assists, 9 steals in 25 minutes of action. Seawolves had 6 players tonight in double figures, as Long has a new career high in points. Bella Pedro Jetty finishes with 10 points to lead the Western Oregon Wolves. So the Seawolves, impressive yet again, now have won 6 consecutive games with a 108-41 victory here at home. Well, that concludes our broadcast here tonight. Seawolves go on a little bit of a road trip. We'll be back at it here at the Alaska Airlines Center in the new year. UAA men's basketball back here on January the 9th for the 2025 portion of the season. So until then, I'm Keaton Homer. Seawolves victorious tonight, 108-41.